Can you achieve 100% win rate and accuracy on your day trades? Hi, everybody. Susie Phillips here with Momentum Stock Traders, and I'm here to tell you today that absolutely it is possible and doable. You can absolutely have a 100% win rate, 100% accuracy on your trades every day, every time. Okay. It takes a few tools, takes a little bit of practice to do it, but I'm here to show you exactly how I do it. And I do this every day for my coaching students, and I put out a trade plan every morning, and I put them well in advance of my actual trades so they know what I'm looking for. They know what support, what resistance, what targets that I'm using, and I'm going to show you today how accurate they are. And this is just one example out of every day that I do. So follow along, and I'm going to show you how to do it, how to have 100% accuracy. It's not as hard, but you do need a few tools, and it helps if you have some really good guidance on it. Okay. And that's what my job is, give you that good guidance. So here we go. My morning started out with IMMX. This was a stock that it had made this move. It had made a $1 a share move on a $1 stock. And that's tremendous, right? It had gone from $1.60 to $2.60 in like 2 minutes. That's just unbelievable. And that was during pre-market. So I checked the news, and it was a repurchase program. They were buying back their own stocks. So I don't usually like news like that, but nothing else was going. So I went ahead and put a trade plan on this one. And I did other stocks today, but I'm just starting out with this one because this was the first trade I took. And it did take forever for it to set up. But anyway, when it had done that, I don't chase a stock. I have to draw my lines and figure out, well, what do I need out of this thing? So I went to the daily chart, and let me go to that right now, and I'll show you. 277 was this line, right? And I just drew that based on previous levels, right? Support and resistance, tops and tails. And I just drew that there, and that's why that was the target. Okay. Then, since I know a target, now I'm looking for this setup, and I love to draw these wedge lines. If they appear, they don't always show up with every trade, but in this case, this did. So initially, I'll look for support, and I'll start to draw a trend line over the tops of the wicks or over these, the peaks. Okay. And then usually what I'll do is I'll get in above this trend line. But in this case, I waited till over here because I wanted to get, prove this VWAP. And VWAP had been trouble for it previously. So I got in at 8:12 my time on IMMX. It was a quick trade, about 7 minutes long, and my price was $2.49, and I got out right at my line, which was $2.77 for a 28-cent per share gain. Went a little bit higher, gave us a little double top, and then it just is hovering at the VWAP right there. And then it broke, right? But at this point, I wasn't looking at it. All I wanted out of this one was just to get to that target. Since it took so long to get there, I was a little annoyed, and I'm done with it. There was my first win on the day. I was completely accurate. No problem. The next stock that came on my radar was SIGA, S-I-G-A. And this is a stock that I actually watched and set up a plan for yesterday. So my students in my trade plan room that get all my information, they knew in advance, clear back yesterday. And I'll show you what this had done yesterday. It had made a $2 per share move here and another $2 per share move here. This one was after hours the day before, and this was yesterday morning pre-market. I mean, that gets your attention, like something's cooking with this thing. Why is it doing that? And so as you can see, I drew a bunch of lines, and I was like, I can't make sense out of this stock, right? It was a messy chart. Big moves. Something's cooking, right? So when you have this, and it just can't hold its levels very well. I mean, overall, it was holding the 200 EMA pretty well, but that's what this yellow dashed line is. But it wasn't giving me setups. So at this point, when it did this, I said, yeah, never mind. It just broke this line. It's done for the day. But I kept it on my charts. It was on my back burner charts. And this morning and I also had an alert for this line right here, because as you can see, this line was the high yesterday. Well, actually this one was, but this was an important level yesterday. And I wanted it, I considered that a target. It finally did hit it yesterday, but then it sold off bad. And I thought, well, I was hoping it would make support of it yesterday, and it just didn't. So I put an alert there, and that alert rang me after I did that other trade this morning. So I came and I looked at this chart, and I thought, oh, it's holding this level that I wanted it to hold yesterday. It's finally holding it. Let me look for an entry. And my entry is, I have these dual candles on my chart. These are not pricing candles. These light green ones, these lime green candles, they're just an indicator. It's kind of like my stop loss and a trend direction and trend strength and everything. I like to see that. It's just a nice visual. It keeps me calm. It keeps me in my trade. I can see my stop loss really clearly. You know, if pricing candles break below this blue line, like they did here, then I get out. But see, I use targets, so I'm out before that occurs. So I make more money than just using this, using the typical exits that other people use. So I got in on this one because it proved this level, and I got in at 8:36 my time. It was a 7-minute trade approximately. No, it was about a 10-minute, whatever it was. I got in at $9.67. My target was $10.50. As you can see, I had these lines from yesterday. They were already there. And so I just thought, okay, each line, once it's a target, it needs to become support. I need to see clear support. And I had some signals here, but it was obvious that I didn't have any support established, right? It had gone through a major target line. Now it's probably going to need to come down to major support. And I had drawn this line, this little short line I drew based on tops and bottoms here. That's what that was all about. And then it matched up over here. And I thought, oh, look. So once it's found this support level, it needs to get above this downtrending line, which it did here, but I didn't get in there. Because once it's breaking the first break, I like to see it to make a higher low after that. When it's done one of these big sell-offs down to major support, I like a higher low. And here was my first higher low. So I got in on this one at $10.58 and went up to 10 or 11.20. See my next line. Okay, what's my rule? It needs to make this line support. It's probably going to come down to major support, right? Either the 50 or something. And in this case, I could have drawn a line here and said get in here and go to here, but I didn't. I waited till it got above this line and I looked for my entry, a candle above this line. And I was using this blue line as my stop, very tight stops. And so this trade got in at $11.19, got out at $11.76, which was this line. I have an alert there set again because now it's below that. So that will be the next target that I need it to go. But I'm not in the trade at this point. But I do have that alert just to let me know, hey, it's finally hit that level and we'll go to the next. So that's how that little stock went. And so this is another, it starts to get questionable in this region. So I'm not really sure which target I'm going to go with. Probably this one just to be conservative. And that's $1, right? So in between these trades on SIGA, there was one other trade that I did take. I just stayed on this chart to show you these trades. But at 9:30 this morning, which was right here, there was a short little trade I took on a different stock, red box. It's RDBX. And this is a stock that was on my chart because I'd been working with it previously. Back a few days ago, it got bought out by Chicken Soup. It had done this really bad sell-off, right? Let me show you. It had done this bad sell-off, hit a low, and then Chicken Soup came in and bought it. And, I played at that, through there. And as you can see, I was able to draw this line right here. This white line was the line for today. This candle did not exist today, but this white line corresponded with some tops and bottoms here, went up and came back down. I had to find the support level, and so support will become resistance. That was the support level I identified for it. So that was this white line right here at, just around, what was it, $5.60. And it had broke, when I looked at it, it had already done this and it was selling down. And I thought, I want it to get above this level and then I'll look for an entry. And it got above that level. It did a little pullback here. So I got in on this candle here at 9:30 my time. And my price was $4.63. And my target I knew was going to be $5.60. So almost $1. I made 97 cents on that trade. Really nice, really easy, and really clean. So all in all, between all of my trades, I made $3.34 a share. I just want you to know that 100% accuracy is absolutely doable, but you've got to have a plan. You've got to have a solid trade plan. You've got to know how to draw these lines. You've got to know what your entry signal is. You've got to have a stop loss, right? And I have all of that. And so this is what I give my coaching students. I give them all of these tools. I teach them how to read a chart. I teach them how to draw these lines with dead on accuracy. I mean, they know when to enter, when to exit before they've even clicked the buy button. They know what they're doing. They know what they're looking for. The IMMX was a stupid stock to trade because it was just repurchased, but it was a great little setup. I mean, this little wedge. And then Siga, I mean, it wasn't the biggest gainer on the day, but because it was on my charts from previous days, this thing paid me big. A couple dollars just from 3 trades. So, you know, I'm happy with that. I'll take that every day, 100% win. And if you want to make more money as a day trader, subscribe to this channel. Click the like button. See you in the next video, and we'll talk soon.